I tell you,
Yeah.
I did some things with this green screen.
Yeah.
I did some
Oh Lord,
things.
why yeah, for what you done did?
I
Put that
did some.
thing on ice.
I did some things. This before I put it on ice. This before I was holy. I was a sinner.
Not a sinner.
I was a sinner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah.
Not a sinner. Y'all
We
had a
all,
good day today?
I did had a
yes,
wonderful day. Jared,
long
and I had
busy
to
day.
apologize because he called. I was at work, so I was kind of like,
No, you're
I'm
fine,
trying to.
bro.
I've tried to leave on time. I don't know if my response because when you work in healthcare, you work with a lot of just
Yeah,
it's a stressful job. You know what I'm saying? And they very
yeah.
tedious, especially when you're working for the white folks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I love white
Mm-hmm.
people, but
Yeah, yeah.
so you got to put on that fake voice. You got to
Ooh, not you
cold.
gotta acclimate.
You got to cold. You got to acclimate, cold
Uh,
switch. You got to do
yeah,
all that. You got to do
yeah.
Mm.
all that. So I was like, okay. And then I want to leave on time so I can go sleep because I'm old. I'm a middle aged black man.
Are you middle
Oh
aged? I thought
Lord.
middle age was 50s.
Oh, that's half century. That ain't no middle.
That's middle age.
Oh,
That's what
that's
they
middle
call.
age. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what.
Oh, so I'm not middle age. Well, I'm
No, you're just a war veteran. Okay,
okay. Well,
combat
Rachel,
veteran.
baby, these bones say otherwise. Baby, these bones feel middle age.
Oh God, I cannot. I cannot.
You know Wiley is retired from the military, combat veteran. This
Okay,
is benefit.
Okay.
I put that.
Okay. Okay.
I put that uniform on. The only thing I regret is not stealing my card, that military ID for the benefits. Everybody else was
Yeah.
stealing their military ID. I said no. That's the only regret that I have, not stealing that ID, that military ID. But I still get up there. Anybody serves in the military, I get up and I walk like I was in the military. I got hurt. I got hurt in the first tour in Iraq. I get up.
Oh,
You know when you go to the airport where they say anybody served in the military, anybody with kids, anybody disabled. I fit all three. I get up there and I lip up there to that front.
Oh man. Oh man. I am weak,
shout out to
Wally.
them good
Oh my
white
God.
folks. Girl, I saw your groundbreaking story over
Which
there
one?
about Miss the girl with the goats who was getting knocked between the washer and dryer.
Oh
You
my
had her
God.
boyfriend over there, the one who was knocking her
She
between the
called
washer.
in last night too,
I
and
saw
she
that.
wanted to. Yeah. She called in last night, and I had to ask her why you was online picking on them other women that was getting beat up by the same man. She ain't had no answer. You
Listen,
know.
because when you're not getting knocked between the washer and dryer, it's a blessing.
Mm. You know how was it? But so you telling me the dude was doing it to previous women and she still gave him a chance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, he beat on other women, and she was in the car going off. And at this time, she had been knowing him. Like they had been actually like in a sexual relationship for like 2 weeks at this point. But they've been knowing each other for a while because they lived in the same area. And she was sitting in the car going off. Oh yeah, because he beat me. Don't mean he doing that shit to me. Like she just kept saying it, kept saying it, kept saying it. And the next thing you know, she woke up with her face swole. And it's like she had crumbs in the crack of her eyes, right between the top and the bottom of the eyelid because of him, whooping her. But he said he threw a bottle at her, but I think it was more than a bottle,
No,
you
he
know.
threw hand, foot, and fist.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. It
oh,
was really, yeah.
oh my gosh. But that's a typical black woman.
No, that's not
Mm.
typical black.
But
That
he
that
did say she was like
that
a He said she liked to beat on him, punch on him, just hit him. He said she was a drunk. He
he
said
did
that
say
was last year. He did say she was a drunk, but
Typical
he said she was normal.
some
No, go
but
ahead.
some
Well, listen.
but some black women like to get that type of behavior though. Some black women, not all, they like it when you touch them up, rough them up, pow them in the face. That's who
Mm,
some women is accustomed to that type of lifestyle. They kind of like shock and it scare them when you treat them with dignity and respect. Bring them
right.
flowers, pull up. They like it. Be Shut up with your raggedy A. They are accustomed to that toxic energy, and some women are accustomed of getting slapped. Your husband
Yeah.
or your boyfriend don't really love you until he pop out.
You talking about that ghetto love?
That ghetto love. You know what I'm saying? I remember I saw this story, not the story. I witnessed this with my own two eyes. My sister
Mhm.
gave her boyfriend her car, and she wanted her car back. I mean, he had it for like months. Let's just say weeks. And she
Yeah.
wanted the car back. He gave it. He punched her in the stomach. In front of her two daughters. I'm standing out the window. Whatever. My mom's standing out the window. She's under the influence. We all see it, right? And didn't get out, didn't rush for her safety because that's what she accustomed to. So go to her page or she attack. Oh yeah, okay, that's how we do. And she was giggling with her friends like, oh, this ain't nothing. So because I always ask myself, I said, why you never bring home a good old mechanic, a welder, somebody that worked for the real you? She loved the thug, so I don't judge her because she loved that lifestyle. So,
Mhm.
in a certain sector of women, them the type of dudes that they like.
Mhm.
Trailer park, ghetto,
Yeah, it's
car.
ghetto. Some women like that. It makes them scary.
Jolie is one.
Being a good guy like myself, they will run over me because they're used to that ghetto lifestyle. Pump me up with babies, leave me, walk over me. You're not. Your heart and mind is not ready for a good man. You say you
Mhm.
want a good man, but when you get it, you don't know how to react to it because that's foreign to you. Because your mama got whooped, your granny got whooped, everybody in your family, you got whooped, and so you're not used of just a good hard working, intelligent black man. You're not ready for it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because
I
you're not
feel like
Yeah.
this when it comes to those certain types of situations. I do think some women are into the aggressive, raw. Some men are into
Right.
it too. They like that
Right.
toxic. We just fight on
Mhm.
on the days that end with Y. You know what I'm saying? They're into that. I call it that Facebook love. Where the people
Yeah.
go back and forth. That don't have no color because I've seen the pale people do it too. They
Right.
like
Yeah, that's a fact.
I agree, and I feel also too. When I did your interview, when I was listening to it, I said, "Man, you have every right to interview these people, but where do these people come from to tell their business?" And they say
Yeah.
it probably on a international. Your brand is much
Mhm.
stronger than TMZ. You have a strong brand, and they spill their business. They talk about their business. Oh, it's muted, Couture Bay. Okay, yeah, they talk about their business. They do all that stuff, and you just sit down calmly and get the tea.
Yeah, yeah. And
Get
like I said, that it comes from because people want to come to media that they can trust. People already know I'm gonna tell their story if it's some receipts and proof to it. You know what I'm saying? I get a lot of stories, Wiley, but not everybody make it because it don't be true. You know what I'm saying? Some of it be trying to get back at people. I have a lot of disgruntled people, people trying to come and get back at their friends. I don't do those stories. You know what I'm saying? I deal with stories that deal with people that are either of public importance, public figures, or something that has happened to the point that I think the public need to know about this. You know
oh
what
yeah,
I'm saying? And people know that, when they come to me, I'm gonna tell their story if it's a story and if it's a legitimate story. But I do a lot of research and a lot of vetting before I bring stuff on. Now with this situation, this was just something that was on the internet that I picked up. But I also tried to reach out to Jolie and she did not want to talk. And when I reached out to this guy recently after he posted a picture of her naked and him
mm.
online, and I'm like, Jolie is back with this dude after you was set up online and said this man threw a bottle at you, beat you. She got up out of her bed, drove all the way to his house. He jumped out the window. She caught him at another woman's house. He jumped out the window. This stuff happened last year, though. But it's so much stuff that she put online that she was going through with this man, and she was back with him. So he was in the comments on this recent story I did about them back together. He stole a car, destroyed her house. She was on live crying, said he destroyed her house and stole a car. Well, he was in the comments, and I was like, well, just come on up here and let me hear your side of the story. And he started giving his side, talking about she was a drunk back then. and all of this stuff. And she likes to put hands on him. He said that even while she was on live with her eyes swollen, he stated that he was in the background while she was on live telling everybody not to trust him and not to do all this stuff. And he didn't really care about it because don't nobody know him. And he was just sitting back there getting the cash out. It was a mess.
It is a big man. Woo! That's a lot. That's a lot. Couture Bay.
See, that's why I stare at stuff like that. That reminds me of that couple that get on Facebook and act a fool. I read all 1,200 comments because I'm trying to figure out what's going on, but I don't want no parts. I love when they go live, popping their ears. I be in there hearting it, girl. That's me.
You can't stop it. You cannot get that.
I know people who act like that in real life, but I would never bring.
Yeah.
That would be a headache. I would make so much money if I brought it to YouTube, but the headache behind it, baby, no.
you can't. You cannot get that invested because you'll do all of that and they'll be right in that. They love that. It's a certain sector of, I call it the ghetto urban blackness. It exists in our culture. We don't want to admit to it. It's a sector of black women love that. Even guys, they love the toxic energy, crazy baby mamas. They don't know how to receive a good woman that show them dignity. They love when a woman show up to the job, bust their windows out, put gas, put water in their tank. They love that. Yeah, that be crazy, but I love her though. Like, that's toxic. She coming acting ignorant. That's crazy.
My ex, his brother, mind you, he's married to this lady. When we went to the house, everybody was having a good time. All of a sudden, we heard the wife outside. The mama looked at me and said, she started speaking in Creole because they Haitian. The girl came and said, you don't know how much I love you. I love you. Do y'all know she crashed the car into the side of their house?
Oh my God.
On purpose. On purpose. Like, literally, and they had to, like, get the baby out the back seat. It was like, girl. And she's like, you don't understand how much I love you. Y'all, I was sitting over there with the sister, and I said, girl, what you gonna do? She said, sit down, eat these cookies with me, because you're gonna be entertained the whole time as long as you're a part of this family. And baby, when I say entertained. They don't do it anymore. I don't know if it took the second baby to make her grow up. Mind you, there's a huge age gap between the first child and the second child. But I used to be like, you know, you don't have to be with that lady, right? You do not have to stay. Right. And he was like, I love her.
They love it. They really love it. It's crazy. They really love it. That's why I don't get involved with my sister relationship, because every dude had it. Like, I could see different, like her car, her first car, it went up in flames. He came in front of my grandmother, put it on flames, like destroyed it and put it on fire. But she said she loved her. Then, you know, he is not, I don't get involved in everything. I tell my sister, I said, listen, I'm gonna be using it in my comedy. I'm gonna be using it. I'm like, don't you talk about me on your show. I got to. I see it. But I don't get involved in it because that's what you love. You love the thugs. Now, don't get me wrong, I love thugs too, just as a fantasy. But just to be in a relationship in that no, I love it. Look, Kiki, you smell like gun smoke. You know what I'm saying? You got a baby mama. She ain't treating you right. We get in to do some real nasty stuff, but you whooping me, swollen my, none of that type of stuff. Now, I do love a little rough stuff in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? You got a baby mama. She on the phone with you. Where you at? Bring back my phone. Bring back my car, Teron. I'm actually getting you some sloppy toppy. I love that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Not Teron.
Tyrone. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love. But I don't love it to the point where you come in, you destroy my place, put my computer, put water all on it. I don't love that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't see how people can deal with that. I feel like it's two reasons a person should leave out a relationship: if you cheat or you put your hands on me. I thought those two right there are deal breakers, you know. But this violent stuff, I don't understand. That's not love. I don't care how much you say or how much it's not love. Love is not abusive. Love is not going upside your head, or no, because you start doing stuff that you can't come back from when all you got to do is just pack your stuff up for the night and go on about your business. and you'll be able to come back and work it out.
Speaking
But
of,
they be going to this, yeah, it's just too much. I'm not gonna deal with that. Mm.
But they just trying to do what Regina King, what was her name? Regina King's son had the courage to do. He took his own life.
Mhm.
And they want somebody else to take their life because they're a coward to do it themselves. They want somebody else to do it. So I call it deletion by relationship. That's what they want.
Ooh.
Instead of them having the courage to do it themselves, like Regina's son did. Let's talk about that particular interview on Good Morning America, where Robin, Regina came out 2 years later promoting a movie to talk about how her son took his own life. Mind you, let me say it again. During the time she's promoting a movie, now she have to talk about her son took the coward way out by deleting himself. And she said that's what he wanted to do. He did not want to be on Earth. What was your thoughts, Couture Bay, when you saw that interview?
listen, as having somebody near and dear to me take their life, and it leaves you feeling a little, it feels like you didn't do enough, or you could have went harder. I respected what she had to say. I'm not a mother, so I don't understand how it would feel to be a mom and witness the child you birthed, raised, loved on, to take his own life. And she said she had to be at peace with his decision, and I applaud her for that, because the easiest thing to do is to say he's a coward, he's weak, we loved him. The strongest thing to do is say, these ideations don't have a look, it doesn't have a smell, it don't even have a color. And I'm happy she's talking about it, because so many Black men take their lives. I had a friend, great money, loving wife, beautiful kids, take his life, like literally at the height of so many things going on. And he wasn't the first Black man that I knew to do that. He was the third. Only out of the three, I knew two personally. So I think it's time to talk about Black men and mental health, and them sitting down and discussing their issues and their grievances and their goals, versus talking about women's weight and what a baddie looks like and how many bodies you got, because that's not stopping the silent war that they're dealing with each other. So that's how I feel about it. How do you feel about it, Gerald?
Well, to be quite honest with you, sorry, I got something in my eye. To be quite honest with you, um, I didn't even really look at the interview for the simple fact that I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. Ooh,
It's
I
okay.
didn't even look at I didn't even look at the interview, but I did read a little bit about it. And like you basically was saying, is that it's really time to sit Black men down and talk about depression and mental health in our community, because a lot of times these young men be missing their parents and attention, and they don't have nobody to talk to, and they be going through stuff and don't know how to speak about it. So it's very important that we do pay more attention to our children, whether they 19, 17, 16, 15, or old enough, because there's some things that, we might could do to help them. Now, let me ask y'all this, because I don't even recall Regina King talking about her son, because like, as far as him dying, I didn't know anything about the story, because like I said, I don't follow them like that. So do we know why her son decided to take life,
Um, he was
other than
just he.
depression?
Well, the thing was, they didn't even know he was depressed. That's crazy. She said she was talking
Mhm.
to him. They was having a
Mhm.
conversation, and I think it was the next day or 2 days later,
Right,
he took himself out. So that's why she
right,
said it
right.
doesn't have a look, because I'm pretty sure if her son
Oh,
was looking a certain way or
mhm.
acting a certain type of way, she would
Right,
have got him help, because Regina doesn't seem to be, from the outside looking in, like one of those types to just not care about her son. I know
right.
her and Taraji have a close relationship, to where when Taraji worked, she would watch her son, and when Regina had to work, she would watch her son, and vice versa. And they went to
Mhm.
both their sons' graduations and stuff like that, because it's hard being Black actresses with no strong foundation. And his dad is active. His dad is a big time producer. So the,
Yeah,
the father took it way harder than Regina. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
I don't I don't really know too much. I'm happy she took time out to
yeah.
heal herself and was
Mhm.
surrounded by so much love. I think it was Angela Bassett, Jill Marine Jones, a couple. Viola Davis, they were surrounding her with that love, the Tarajis to make sure she was good
Right.
because they were afraid, even Jennifer Lewis.
Yeah.
And I applaud those women for doing that because
Yeah.
a lot of those women have kids.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I've also, because like when I saw the interview, number one, she said, you know, the doctors, it was his choice because he didn't want to be on Earth anymore. I guess they talked to many psychiatrists, etc. But I do
Right.
want to talk from this piece from someone that did at one moment in life, moment in time, that I want to take my own life due
Right.
to so many reasons, right? Financial reasons, family, abandonment. It was a lot. It was overwhelming.
Yeah.
And those thoughts come in and say, hey, you know, just take your life. You know, it's not good for you anymore. Look, your family doesn't love you. You kicked out of Chicago. You're in Dallas. No one cares about you. You know, and I was very emotional. And but because of God's grace, and because of the help, I decided not to do it. I decided not to do it. And the people were saying that it gets better. And I didn't, at the time, I didn't see better. At the time,
Right.
I felt lost.
Hmm.
And by feeling lost, I just wanted the pain to stop. I had so many emotions that was rushing through. Everything was hitting me back to back to back to back to back. And so I've tried and I was not successful. Thank God I wasn't successful.
Man.
We are still here. And did it get better? Yes, because look at us now. But to Regina's son, um, it is a weakness. It is a spirit. Depression is real. Anxiety is real. And for anybody that is going through that, you have to fight. That's the one of the greatest fights that I had to do in my entire life was to
Hmm.
fight to stay sane, to get my sanity back,
Mhm.
right? Because at one point it was gone. I
Hmm.
had to fight to get it back. And when I fought to get it back, I'm glad I did. When I came to Dallas, I was broken. I
Hmm.
was weak. I mean the voices just took over. I was
Right.
extremely paranoid. I was not eating. I and I remember I was in and out of the mental institution and this one particular time that I was at the train station in Carrollton,
Hmm.
I believe, at the Green Line, and I said, you know, I'm gonna take my life. This is it. I called my job, called the schedule. I said, hey, I'm done. I'm whatever. I can't do it. I'm about to take. I broke down in tears, and the police came and he saved
Hmm.
my life. A beautiful white police officer put me in the squad car, took me to the emergency room, and they was able to give me some much needed treatment.
And
Because at the time I
but
wasn't sleeping.
before you go too deep, Wiley, I
Yeah.
do want to say I applaud you for sharing that because so many
Yeah.
people deal with that type of stress, those stressors. Wiley, you know, you and I met when I was in the midst of the pandemic,
Mhm.
and I want to add that, you know, 2 years ago we was fresh out of the pandemic. We was finally able to go outside. Y'all do not know. Wiley knows, but Gerald, you don't know. I was stuck in Asia, so you already know what that was like. We couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't do nothing. We had to see the same people. I wasn't used to that. I said we was allowed to be free and roam, and y'all confining me. I said I hated. I didn't want to take my life, but I was like, everything was just so much heightened. It was like, oh my God, I hate my career. What is my life? This mysterious illness. I'm a single woman.
It was
Did I do all that I needed to do? You know, and that starts to build up. And the gym saved my life. Wiley, you saved my life because Wiley did pray with me, and I said, I'm tripping. I literally had to say I'm tripping, and I got into my health as well. That's why I say you need a positive outlet. And if you're not going to go get the help, at least go to the gym.
Yeah.
right.
And see,
Well, let me. Hmm.
when I was in that moment, you know, and
Hmm.
I called my mother, I was in the hospital. They allowed me to get a phone call. And my mother didn't understand. She said, I don't understand. What to just get okay, okay. She didn't understand. And I had to get the help because I didn't have the family like Regina King, my mother. I didn't have that. That was gone. It's like my family, you know, pushed me away. They didn't know what it was. And so I had to do it. And I just had to fight. And I resisted it. I resisted the change. I resisted the diagnosis. I resisted the system.
Yeah.
And one time I just said, okay, either A, I get the help, or B, I won't make it. And so I got the help and the gym, and I started working on the show. I started journaling. I started, understanding my stresses. I started not overworking because I became a workaholic. I was just working, working, working. And I just started
Yeah.
to put me first. I just started to put me first. Forgave my mother. I had to forgive her because I was holding on to a lot of abandonment. And it was this book that, very important book that I'm still reading, The Invisible Ache, Black Men Identifying Their Pain and Reclaiming Their Power. Black men have to talk about things because we go through things for being just a black man, just being a
Yes.
man, especially then if you
Yes.
add on gay, or if you add on trans, or you add on bi, if you add on this. So it's really, really a lot. Now for Regina King's son, I'm praying for that particular family, but I don't want the narrative to be, this is what I wanted. The narrative should be, if you in need, get the help and get the resources.
Mhm.
Because unfortunately, I didn't have a Regina King bank account. Everything was by the taxpayers of Texas. The
Mhm.
taxpayers have stepped in the state of Texas. And so this is why I'm not so far gone against Republicans, because a Republican state was able to give me more help than Democrats. So I was able to get more assistance. To this day, I'm still able to
Yep.
get assistance by the taxpayers of the state of Texas. So I thank God that Texas, they saved my life. They
Yeah.
I was able to get help and to understand what was going through. So this
Well,
this
let me
topic,
ask y'all this.
yeah. But go ahead, Gerald, because it did touch me.
Yeah, let me ask y'all this then, because I hear people talk about depression, and I hear people who are depressed talk about talking to someone. But I want to ask y'all this: why don't people who are, for example, let's use Regina King's son, right? Why do you think people who are depressed don't say nothing? Because, like you said, they didn't know he was depressed. But why do y'all think? I just feel like my relationship with my mom, I feel like I can just tell her anything. Like I can share stuff with her. You get what I'm saying? But why do you think people who are depressed, like Regina King's son, did not say anything to anyone about him being depressed? Why do you think people don't say nothing who are depressed?
I'll go and then I'll let you go, Don. I think it has everything to do with the image, right? If
Mhm.
he would have said that to his mother, he probably would have thought, she's going to look at me different because having that, my friend, and I'll say his name,
Mhm.
Travion Lancaster, decided to take his life, have young sons,
Mhm.
the life of the party. And when she said it doesn't have a look, it really doesn't have a look. Had he have said something, would I have looked at him different? No. But hearing my ex cry about it, to tell me, then to hear his sister,
Mhm.
I wish he would have said something so we could get the help. A lot of people like to do, I got this, I'm on my own, I'm independent, that INDEP, all that. So I think that has a lot to do with it, especially saving face. And then your mother's getting all these deals. There's a lot that goes into Hollywood, and people think they want the flashing lights. They really don't, because it comes with so much heightened everything. Everything is so much bigger. And then he could have felt like she wasn't in a place to help him, and that's a hard thing to say out loud too. Hence why I think she said in the interview, it doesn't have a look, and she's at peace with his decision. And it's sad. It's unfortunate. I don't think her saying go get the resources would have helped, because even I believe in her mind, even if he would have had the resources, he still would have did it. You see what I'm saying? And that's a hard pill to swallow, because knowing what my friend went through, David Broom, the one we buried in December, smiled, laughed, joked, sister pregnant, and look, loving, making money, nothing was going on, and still went out after his child's football game and took his life. So my heart breaks for people like that.
Yeah, it does. Don, we have a real estate strategist that is here. I'm sorry for y'all. And Couture Bay is here, YouTube content creator. And, Gerald, he is the owner of the North Carolina Beat. And we're talking about Regina King doing a interview on Good Morning America about her son passing away and everything. I know some terms we can't say due to YouTube, but that's what we said, passing and everything. But Don, what was your thoughts if you saw the clip of the interview?
Like Bay said, I mean, you can't put a face to it, and it also goes aligns with the book that you were talking about the pain and black man and that thing that because if you grew up in the 80s 90s, more than likely you got abandonment issues because all our mama was on that stuff, right? And so in his case, you got to think about it like this. Like, I play the devil's advocate. What if he was on some, like Regina King said, like, man, I got all this money, she got all this money. What am I depressed for? Everybody got problems. But nobody want to hurt my problems. I'm rich. These people poor I'm talking to. Or they ain't got the luxuries I got. Everything could have been going through that man's head. And you got to remember, this man was 22, still a baby. That's not a grown up. I mean, I feel like you don't become a man until you after 28. You still got 7 years of puberty after 21. So with that being said, he was still, in my opinion, he was still a child. So at the end of the day, like she said, like, it wouldn't matter what she said. I think when if somebody already has that ball spinning in their head, ain't too much more. You, me, Regina, Wiley, ain't too much more none of us can say. I don't care if, like your girl said, I don't care if he the life of the party or what. If that decision is already there, that decision is there. It's just a matter of time. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how I see it.
And then for me, I believe what saved me was God, because I did have a public mental breakdown that it was none but God. So that saved my life. There is not too many people that run towards the police officer in a very chaotic situation and live to tell the story, especially not in Texas. So I live to tell it. And so I was able to get the help, and I listened, because a lot of times when you're going through, you got to humble you got to be able to, some people do need the medicine because the brain, the chemical imbalance, etc., you need help. And so I needed something because I wasn't sleeping. I was extremely paranoid, and I didn't really like the white folks, right? So at that particular time, I was extremely paranoid. Paranoid was just, I thought satellites. It was just my mind. It was gone. And someone asked the questions on the panel. They said, "Why don't people talk about depression?" For me, having a spiritual background, if you bring it up, don't worry about that, Brother Wiley. You know my answer to that is, son, get on the altar and call on Jesus. When I'm still calling on Jesus and I still feel sad, call him longer. Go on a fast. I think the church, some local churches, they're not equipped to deal with mental illnesses or depression, anxiety. There are some pastors that deal with depression. First lady deal with anxiety, depression. A lot of people in the church deal with it. They just suppress it, and they just say, "Oh, it's just the devil." It could be. How can I get this enemy, so-called the devil, out of me, right? How can this be cast out? So my thing is, I had to work for it. Every day it is a journey. Every day you have to talk about it. The problem is, the reason why it's still so taboo in the Black community, because the people that suffered from it and overcame it, they're not telling their testimony enough on these podcasts. They're not going viral enough. We have to promote those that went through problems in their mind and overcame it. They need to testify. That's the importance of testimony. That's the importance. Let me hear your story. We need to boost them up too, especially in the Black community, because we have dealt with a lot of anxiety, depression, go all the way back from slavery. You got to go back. And a lot of that trauma was just duplicated from generation to generation to generation to generation. And so somebody got to be like, who's going to get the help? So for me, it hit me in my 20s. It hit me in my 20s. It shocked everybody. If you ask people about it, it's like, well, I was so shocked. I didn't know. I thought it was drugs because he never cussed. He was just as quiet. So it hit me in my 20s. It just whoosh, like a train. It was like a train wreck. And so I was able to get the help. And you can get through it. You can switch. You can have your mind set on taking your life, and then it can switch, and then you can get you can change your mind. It's people that have changed their mind. Everybody didn't see it all the way through.
That's why I'm happy for Jennifer Lewis, because she spoke about it. And that's what made me buy her book, because when she said she was out here sleeping with this man, that man, the next man, she had it in her mind she was going to end her life. So, and an Asian woman said, Miss Mamas. And this is right before the height of the apartments in Dallas and houses in Virginia epidemic happened. And she was like, girl, I'm fine. And that Asian lady was like, no, you're not fine. So
yes.
I respect people who talk about their journey and they write about it, and they talk about it's a constant battle, and they tell people to go get help. That's why I say, go lay on somebody's couch and figure it out. There's a couple content creators who need to lay on the couch and figure it out.
Yeah, and that's why they go through a lot. That's why I deal with a lot of jealousy or a lot of envy, because they not overcome their emotional depression. I could tell the ones, I'm not going to say their name because it's their story. I could tell the ones that's paranoid, got high anxiety, and they depressed. And they just say this, I'm a Gemini. No, baby, you depressed. It ain't because you a Gemini. What we do in the Black community, we go pick out our zodiac sign. We don't want to call it, baby, I've been no, baby. You hearing voices? That's not normal. You don't want to eat? That's not normal. You walking outside and then you doing all this, that's not normal. So it ain't because you a Gemini. You have one idea, then you switch up an idea. Then you have 55 projects you can't solve, not one. You need help. Something is going on there. And so me and Jennifer Lewis, the reason I see eye to eye with her is because she came out about being bipolar. I knew something was wrong. I'm like, as I'm going through, I'm just not getting it in, but I'm getting it in on 55 men in one day. It was so many men, I done lost count. So I knew something was strange. I was like, wait a minute, this not normal. That's out of care. And I'm not eating. I didn't want to eat. The white folks, it was like so much. I was like, this is not normal. So when I was able to get the help, now I know the triggers. So now when I work, if I feel sleepy, I go to sleep. The old Wiley, skip that sleep. I'm going to drink 55 Red Bulls and work 3 more jobs. You can't do it. And the doctor told me this in Dallas, Texas, at Green Oaks Hospital. That's the that's the mental place. He said, you do good, but if you don't sleep, you're going to have another one and another one and another one. You cannot sacrifice your sleep. I was like, this Dr. Cries, how he gonna tell me what I do? He don't know what he's talking about. So I listened because I was having more problems, and sleeping is a very important thing. Most people that battle with, they don't sleep enough. I used to just pace the flow. Be patient.
I can tell when someone's not getting no sleep. I can tell the ones who be on edge. But Gerald, what were you about to say?
I'm not going to play with y'all. All I was going to say is that as parents too, you also have to watch your child and pay attention to your child, because people know their kids. Like for me, when I come home every day from my office, I call my mom, or if I'm at my office, I talk to her, chit chat, my brothers, my friends, or whatever. I call them on a daily basis. When I ain't doing that. It's some going on with me. What's going on? You ain't called today. You ain't talked today. What's going on? I think people know the routine of their child. And if you don't know, then you need to try to get involved and just question them. How you doing? How's work going? How you feeling? How's this going? And maybe that'll open up what they are dealing with. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't do that. So a lot of kids don't say nothing. A lot of children and a lot of grown people don't say nothing because they don't feel like they have someone they can talk to. I understand what you're saying, that sometimes you're holding it in, but it's also that, why am I going to talk to you if I can't talk to you? What's the point of me trying to talk to you, and every time I talk to you, you cut me short or you ignore me, you ain't responding back. So you leave me to deal with something that I want to speak about, suffering in silence. So I feel like that. I think they said Regina was at the height of her career doing all of this. But let me
Yes.
say this. I don't care what your career is. When your child needs you, they need you. And I understand this is different because she's saying she didn't know. You get what I'm saying? That's what she's telling us. But I feel like there was a sign there somewhere that this young man was dealing with something. I'm just not going to totally believe that, didn't nobody know what he was dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Or
I just,
or
They probably
so
don't know what the sign
yes,
is.
exactly. They don't know what the sign. I can speak for my particular. They didn't know what the signs were. And for me, they didn't know. They just say, he got the age. It's drugs. It was so much stuff that wasn't. They didn't know what it was. And so again, because a lot of families is not equipped or educated in crisis. They're just not. Especially my family, some didn't even go to high school. They didn't even graduate from the 6th grade.
Oh, see,
So they don't know. So they don't know nothing about psychology. No. And it's so for you to say your mom check in. I didn't have that for my mother. I have to check in with her. She's not one of them type of mothers. Hey son, how's it? Just not her. Never was her. Probably will never be her. But I want to give a
not
shout
every
out.
relationship. It's not everybody in every relationship, but in this situation, I felt like that. I mean, I don't know. I have to go back and watch the whole episode, but I just feel like that there has to be a sign somewhere. You have to notice something different about a person, and how they're interacting. I just feel like it's a sign somewhere.
do
But
you
some
feel
people say
like
it's not a sign.
do you feel like if there's not a sign,
Mhm.
does it make you more comfortable if there was a sign? That's what I want to ask.
I mean, I'll say yes, because it gives you an opportunity to help. And if you do all you can, then and they still, as a result of this, then there's nothing you can do. You tried to do something. But it's just hard for me to believe that there was no sign or no sign. I just feel like you should know your child, like you watch your child. I don't know. I just feel like that as a parent, and I understand your situation is different, Wiley, but as a parent, I feel like that you should, especially at 19, he was 19, right? You should at least keep check on your
He was
child,
20.
look at them. Huh?
He was 20
No, I'm
when he
saying
passed
like
away. He was 22. I'm sorry, 22.
okay, okay, I understand. But like Don was saying, you still you ain't grown yet to, when you're in your 20s and on up the road, 29, 30, whatever the case may be, you still, but I just feel like there has to be some sort of sign. I just feel like it has to be some, and I may be wrong, but I just feel like that you should know. That's just like if Wiley don't call me every Thursday or send me this stuff, I know something is going on because he do it every week. Or if I'm on the phone with Wiley and Wiley is not joking, or Wiley is not playful like he always is, and he's not at work, then I know something is. Wiley, what's going on? You ain't sounding yourself today. You ain't happy today. I just feel like it's a sign. And if there's, I don't know, I just feel like there's a sign. And if you didn't know, then maybe you're not at home enough with your child or with your children. That's just my
Oh,
opinion.
But because my
you know
thing is,
what? That's respectful. But because we got so many topics,
oh yeah, let me just
Oh
say
yeah.
this, Pete. Monica, all about the tea. I want to shout her out, and then I'm done. She calls in and check in because she can tell when I'm going through. She called. She said something going on, and I was able to tell her. I said, Monica, I'm going through it. Going through it because you do have, and I'm glad that I had her to check in, and she was able to help me with some things to really be that listening ear. Some people just need to get it off their chest, especially when you are a black man in this world. You need somebody that you can just relieve your day to get it off your chest. You got to talk about it. A lot of us men, we have been trained, man up, be a man, don't be weak, and like that don't really last. That's an outdated. Some men got to be vulnerable. It's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. It's nothing wrong to say, let me talk about my day. This really happened. So I love to really, because like today I was kind of irritated, but I'm emotional, more mature now. That's like, oh, Gerald, I ain't like how I said it. Let me communicate what I was going through. Because, you know, we as men and as women, especially in the black, we have to learn how to talk to each other without judgment. The problem is we judge people. Well, you just wake up, be a man. Like, that's why a lot of men shut down. They ain't gonna tell you that they depressed. Why? Because so you can call them weak. So you can call them a coward. You can call them a beta. Like, why would I tell you that? You calling me a beta. So I ain't gonna say it. And so it is some people that know how to hide it. You just don't know. Like Robin, somebody said Robin Williams' family said that he just joked and laughed all the time. For me, thank God that you can look at my pattern that I'm such a public figure now that if I'm not going live for a week or two or a month, check in. It's something going on.
I sure did. I sure will.
So you have to call in because sometimes you be like, it do get you, and it's no medication to solve that. It's just life be life, and it just like, oh, and sometimes them thoughts, and that's what you gotta snap out of it and really stay and keep a good routine and to treat yourself. That's why I go to the movies and I see Bob Marley and I get out of the house, because a lot of people just be in their house and they just be in their thoughts and they just be in their sadness. That's what you gotta snap. You gotta get out and live and not just exist. You gotta live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen, for that. We're gonna get into the TikTok ban. We're gonna get it live. We gotta shake it up. We had to get y'all emotions. Now we about to wake it up. Happy tearing on the I said, I'm trying to say tear up. Wiley, if you chop this up, I want the video. But
you know I'm gonna give about 55 clips.
You over the little tear up.
I said, oh my God. No, because you know what? When I was going through that, that's when T.S. Madison wanted to bring her big back at me. I was going through it. I was like, how? But speaking of evolving, TikTok ban, Don, how are you feeling about the House passing the bill and the Senate seems to be agreeing? This is the first time in history we've seen the East Coast versus the West Coast get along for a free app. Talk about it, Don.
Oh my God, not the East. Oh, you can't hear?
You can't hear?
I think he got to come back in. Okay.
Gerald, starting with you.
Okay. Well, I love TikTok, and I feel like that it's a lot of stuff out here that y'all hosts can be working on than to be worried about TikTok. You got kids out here homeless. You got people nowhere to go. People need food. I just feel like it's a lot more serious stuff that's happening in the world instead of them worrying about TikTok. But I also understand the worration, because when you download these apps, you accept data from your phone to be sent over. And if the United States feels like that the information is giving the Chinese some type of room to spy on us, then I understand that. But if they want to force force the owner to sell TikTok to somebody in the United States and they're going to regulate it, then I'd rather just get me a VPN and stay on it. You know what I'm saying? But for the ban, I'm not for the ban. I feel like that it's putting out information. The United States don't want it out there, but you worried about TikTok. Y'all need to be worried about X and what Musk racist ass is over there doing and having these videos and stuff of pictures of kids being killed and legs being cut off and being burnt and these people eating them. I feel like that freedom of speech is freedom of speech, but you got to, when it comes down to that, man, it's just too much going on. And I just feel like that TikTok don't have that. Like they have their policies and stuff set up where they're already monitoring all types of stuff that's going on. I haven't seen anything bad that they have not taken down. So I feel like they worried about the wrong app. Leave TikTok alone. But I did hear that some senators or something, or a senator or someone was coming together with a group of people to try to buy it. But I just don't want them to regulate it. Leave it like it is. Don't mess with the algorithm. Don't do nothing. And Trump actually think it's a bad idea because he thinks it's going to give Mark Zuckerberg some power. So he's also not in favor of it as well. But I'm not in favor of it. No, leave TikTok alone.
Yes, Don, welcome back. What do you feel about the tickety talk in this ban?
Oh, you muted, Don.
Unmute. You gotta unmute your mic.
You gotta unmute. Oh, is he unmuted? I don't know if he could come in and out and stuff like that. Okay, there, Don, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the band is crazy. So if anybody is supporting this band, like I'm telling everybody, like no, because we can't set the precedents. That's what this is about. This not about whether they gonna ban TikTok or not. This is about setting the precedents. Because if y'all look up the bill and start looking at the verbiage and some of the wording they put in that bill, that's the scariest thing. Yeah. So it's basically saying if you don't do what Zuckerberg did when Zuckerberg sold all our data to the CIA for 200 million or so, right? When the tech guys agreed that was the one thing that they were going to keep private was our privacy. Zuckerberg went against that. That's why he's banished from the tech world. But anyway, the verbiage states that basically if our government doesn't have control of the data, then you can't operate it. And that goes for not just TikTok. That goes for all apps. I'm going to repeat that. That goes for all apps. And so basically what it's saying is if you do eliminate TikTok, because remember, Facebook is an older generation app. 40 years old and up, those are the majority of Facebook users, right? Facebook doesn't have young users, they don't have the young people. Instagram, Snap, TikTok, all these things have captured the youth. Facebook is left in the dust. It's an old nigga app, according to the old people. I mean, to the youngsters. So what I'm saying is, they're saying if you get rid of TikTok, Facebook increases double time because now the youngsters have to go somewhere. But on top of that, look how many people and look how much money that the youth are making and everybody that are making off TikTok as a business. Are you going to compensate these people? So these are small businesses, side hustles. So basically, you're going to eliminate all these side hustles because you want the data. You basically saying in the legislation, either we're going to control the data or you can't operate. Period. So this is another bully tactic by the powers that be, because at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with TikTok, y'all. It has everything to do with regulating the revenue that's made through TikTok. Remember, it's not owned by us; it's owned by China.
And the words
oh,
owner, he said he's from Senegal. What he said, Singapore?
Singapore.
Yeah. So it's not even China. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day,
but they know.
But you know, yeah.
So that's what this is about.
And I also feel like, TikTok is a powerful tool, and I want us, because I'm a political guy, I feel like we need to be more politically engaged and understand there is power behind power. When I was reading Bishop T.D. Jakes' book, The Disruptive Thinker, this is before he was swallowing up Diddy. Okay. He put it in there. He said, I was talking to a congressman and he was saying that it's not just the people in Capitol Hill with the power, but we also got to look at Facebook. We got to look at Walmart. We got to look at BP, the power beyond the power, and we don't really discuss that because the corporate entity they are power brokers in this country. Whoever, the more wealth you have just as much influence than the people in the White House. Actually, you help influence the agenda of Biden, right? So, or whoever's in there, right? So my thing is this: if you are making money on TikTok, you need to be advocating and traveling around this country doing TikTok town halls and demanding that senators and your senator, right, to vote no. You need to be, and you can have content, and TikTok will support that because the more noise you create, only thing you have to do is to bring it down to the point where majority of them vote your interest. It's about counting the votes. It's 100 senators in the Senate. You just need 51 to say, no, I ain't with that. I'm with the young people. I'm with people making their bread. But if you sit at home hoping that somebody's going to come save you, you got to demand, especially if you're making the money. If you're making the money, that's part of your business, correct? So if anybody coming in trying to take that away, you better fight like hell. You better fight like somebody trying to take your last piece of chicken wing, you homeless, and somebody finally gave you $2 to get 2 wings, and then somebody tried to go. You better fight like that. Because don't just sit on the sidelines and let them take this away. Fight to keep it. And if you fight to keep raising up here, I can guarantee sleepy Joe Biden will come out and say, I'm going to vote against it. I've been praying and thinking about, I'm going to vote against it. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why do you think Kamala Harris said in front of the black folks, we need a ceasefire? Why? Because people just raising hell about a ceasefire. So why not raise hell? Keep TikTok, leave TikTok alone. You got to do it, young people. And this is our moment. This is our time to actually do it for the culture.
You know what, Wiley, you said a mouthful about the TikTok and the voters, and I echo that statement. This is why I don't listen to those, your vote don't matter. See how your vote don't matter? They're about to take our livelihood away.
Okay.
Welcome to the 9 to 5. Welcome to the working entrepreneur. Welcome to now y'all not getting them endorsement deals because you're not bringing in the views. Welcome to now you got to compete with the girlies who got relationships with the bosses because they understand there's power in
and read.
Power in reading. And you know the girls don't read because No Child Left Behind has done a number on the girlies. It did way worse than the crack epidemic. But speaking of the crack epidemic, Amber Rose is claiming that she ate peas Joseline Hernandez. I'm gonna start with you, Gerald. Do you believe that? With your good common sense, do you believe that? And tell us why.
One more time. Run that back.
Oh, you talking about Amber Rose?
Amber Rose get 8-piece and Joseline Hernandez, the Puerto Rican princess.
No,
Miss, I had to tell a little dope.
But they were supposed to release that episode, and they never did, right? They were supposed to release the College Hill.
They did, and this is why we sue BET, because they played in our face.
No, they
did.
They did.
Huh?
The HBCU that they had it at, due to the backlash, BET agreed with the school. The school did not want that bad publicity because they was in school and they was in the classroom, and Joseline came up to Amber, and said, "You ain't
Amber
really."
Came up to Joseline.
No, right. And then Joseline said this about Amber: "You ain't really black. You black when it's convenient. You white. You just play." Right. But Amber was like, hey, and then the black teeth was like, calm down. The next thing I know, Amber just boom, boom, boom. I knew that Joseline lost because I knew because I heard it in the word, like on Twitter.
No, the rumor was Amber won, but the word on the curve I got was she called her rich baby daddy, her ex-husband, Wiz Khalifa, and Wiz Khalifa called them people and said, hey, out of respect to my brand, because y'all know he's the money maker next to her baby, the other baby father that's selling that peen to share. They was like, don't air it. Because when have we learned in the history of Joseline Cocaline Hernandez fighting and she don't want it to air, whether she win or lose?
But she not the boss. She don't
I've
own
never
BET. Okay, go ahead. She ain't the boss. She's a Puerto Rican employee. She just, you know what I'm saying? She ain't the boss. Stop talking about these people like they ain't the owner.
She mollywopped Amber.
But
She's
not
the
I
white
believe that.
Atlanta.
She didn't give the white people, and they listen to that Puerto Rican maid cleaning toilets that say we gonna. She ain't in power. Look at the people in power on
Wiley like the white people.
But
like
they
that.
didn't know
So
that
he
the show
believed
is getting
Amber.
canceled. They are glorified employees. Get it through y'all thick skin. You don't control
Okay,
those white folks. You just
So
work
did you see? Did you see how Joseline Hernandez was going off backstage at the Floyd Mayweather's fight, and she was whooping the
Hello.
police's ass, whooping everybody's
Hello.
ass?
5
And you
of
want
them.
us to believe, Wiley, that she ain't tear that classroom up and whoop Amber Ho's ass? Amber
First of
probably
all,
one that didn't believe.
them police
Call
officers,
it again, Gerald. Because Wiley don't want to
police
believe it.
officers held restrict because you black folks love to be talking about black lives
It took
matter.
5 of them.
Hands up, don't delete
Nah,
me.
it was live. Yeah.
It
I'm
took
black
5
and
of
proud.
them. 5 big men.
Right.
And she said, what you want to do?
Right,
You
they
want
would
to
have took
analyze
it out.
me?
But y'all black
He would
folks
have been
got
up the road.
cameras. Y'all got cameras. Y'all want to counsel these beautiful police officers in the blue. So they just want to let this person act ignorant because they didn't want to get canceled and lose their pension and having you black folks protesting with fried chicken and watermelon EBT bonnets on their block. So they just go ahead and let her have her pot drunken rant. If this was back in the day, she would have been gone. Them officers had to hell restrict all them HD cameras and drones. They just let her act ignorant. Best believe. I'm
So you
just
said
telling
the
you.
episode is out. The video is out.
No, the video, yeah, College Hill. I mean, yeah, they cut the fight scene out because the white people
Exactly.
they cut it out because they didn't want to be backlash with HBCUs because that's the part of the brand. If you embarrass this school, they're not gonna let you come back. So BET said to keep this show going, we're not gonna let this fight come out because we got to keep coming to these HBCUs.
Wiley, before you yell at me and praise the white folk,
I love white people.
I know you do, and I'm gonna pass it.
They got the power, and they right. They got the power.
Black people got power. Black people got. We got power too. White people don't all have the power. We got power too.
Yeah, y'all got the power when you want to use it. When you go to fried chicken and make the chicken sandwich, but you don't have the financial interest. When you want to make Popeye chicken sandwich pot, you go bad, but you ain't the investor. You ain't the owner. You just made a chicken sandwich go popular.
But you don't know that though, because not all white people own shit. They don't own shit. They don't.
Most of them do. They get more because they white. Let's keep it real. They are the power brokers, not only in America, but the power brokers in the world.
You are right. You are absolutely right. Because you know why? Black people don't like to pay their bills on time, so they ain't got no good credit to go to the bank and get no loan. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't about what we can't afford and what we can't own. It's just if you trying to own something, you need to pay your bills on time, get your credit together, save your money, and go get what you want. There ain't nothing these white people study. White people.
So you think Amber Rose won the fight, Gerald?
No, Joseline Hernandez whooped that whole ass on some crack, on some cocaine. She was high on cocaine. She whooped the butt. But then,
let's do it like
this. Hold on, let me finish. On top of that, I just feel like that they need to also give them people back their money because y'all promoted that scene and everybody ran to BET Plus, swiping their cards to get the episode and download the episode. And y'all motherfuckers ain't at an episode. No, we need that little money back so we go get us a goddamn Popeye.
Scamming at an all-time high. Lock them up. Dom, what do you have to say?
All right, let's so we got 4 people on the panel. So let's do us a little poll or a little vote. How many of us, by show of hands, think that Amber Rose put them hands on her?
Both my hands is raised.
There you go, Wiley. Say, bro. You know I was gonna ride with you, bro.
Amber 8-piece her in that classroom.
I believe it.
She drugged her.
I'm gonna tell you why I believe it. Because she underestimated that light skin. She underestimated her.
I don't think so. You know why I believe Joseline? Because Iman Shumpert, he runs his mouth. He said the way that Joseline got a hold of Amber, because she snuck her. Amber snuck her. She did get some in, But when Joseline got a hold of her, that baby, I had to strip and sell a little poom poom while you married a high price rapper. Went the went to the point where it took all the men in the class to get Joseline up off of Amber because Joseline had let it go. She was like, "You don't want to be black? You a fake ass white girl." That's what she told her. That's what triggered her because she was like, I mixed, and she didn't like hearing it from an Afro Latina who's treated with privilege that you benefit from pretending to be black when it's beneficial.
And is her
and all of
father
a
black
sudden,
or her
you
mom?
want to be a white girl, and I don't know anything about blackness, but your mama is black. Your mama is from Cape Verde.
Her mom is black.
Her mother is black.
And her dad. So my thing is, my beautiful
blacker than me.
My beautiful biracial people. This is the thing with black folks that the black community suffer with this.
No, she suffers.
I think that if you are biracial, you are versatile. You should be able to uplift your white father's side, your white family, and your black. Yes. You don't have to choose one. I'm tired of black people telling me to choose black.
Spaces. She don't be in the white spaces.
But it doesn't matter, but she still got a whiteness in her, though. She's still part white. Why are we telling people to be ashamed of their whiteness? If you got a white daddy, be proud of your white daddy. He gave your black mother a chance. Be proud of him. Right? He could have easily got somebody that was white. He decided to go to the brown side and he stick around. They say if you're brown, stick around. If you black, get back. So he sticked around with that brown woman. So again, I feel like I don't have a problem with biracial people. They exist. The problem that I have, we want them to pick one. That's insulting if I'm black and my future Mrs. Wiley, she's white, beautiful white woman. My children got to be ashamed of their white mother just to take my side? No.
What we
show love to both parents.
Dorothy Jean and Kevin Spacey, be in them white spaces too. The problem was she was monetizing and capitalizing from her black side, which I don't have a problem with. But then she said, I don't understand the black side, and I'm not black, and don't call me black.
Exactly. That's what they all do, though.
What? It's sending mixed signals. Because as long as I've known Amber Rose, she's never been in the white spaces doing that. You know how I know she hasn't been in the white spaces? I'm friends with a Page 6 girl. Where was Amber? She was in the hood club. She was on the other side. And then when she saw there was more money on the white side, she tried to say, I don't understand anything about being black, but baby, your demographic is 99.9% black. You talk about being in the hood of Philly, the mean streets of Philly, selling cocaine and having to get it out the mud and stripping that tin. Like, girl, make it make sense. And then all of a sudden I like listening to Led Zeppelin, and I don't know anything about the and I'm a suburban girl. You confused, baby.
But you keep saying, I want to challenge that. You keep saying she's not in a white space. She's in America. This is the greatest white space ever existed. When she step outside and step on this American soil, this is a white space. So all of this stuff and the so-called black space, most of them black clubs that she go to is owned by a white man anyway, or a white woman. Most of these so-called black clubs is not really owned by a black owner. So technically, she's still with her white people because they right. Again, I just
what you saying? The white people. So what you saying? You saying the black people can't own nothing? Why you think that all white people? Why you think just the white people own stuff?
No. The black people do at one particular time. Black people own something, but they wanted to be with the white folks because they was right. They sat at the lunch counter. We shall overcome. Please serve us. So the white people gave in, allow you all to serve. And what did the black people do when they came into the white space? They started bringing their EBT, their comics. They start criticizing these white seasonings, said ain't seasoned enough. With
country, Wiley.
You the one that did a sit-in. You the one that put on there that we want to be sitting with white people, but now you're able to eat from the white table and you said it's not enough seasoning salt. But baby, last time I checked, because of the data, the seasoning salt is causing hypertension, diabetes.
Is that a folder?
I just so much with the statistics. It's all on my beautiful white paper. So again, black folks have to understand, y'all fought, y'all sacrificed to ride in the front of the bus.
You built this country, Wiley.
Y'all fought to get to be and sit in white hotels. And what happened? You abandoned your black community and you joined in with the white folks. So let's stop playing these games. When y'all was able to sit in front of the bus, you stopped going to Pookie and Ray Bus Company. I don't want to drive your bus. I want to drive with the white folks. I want to sit with the white folks. I want to just sit in front of the bus, not own it. I just want to sit in the front with the white folks. You're not owning it. What happened to the black hotels? It's shut down. What happened to the black transportation services that we had? It's shut down. What happened to all the black motels? It's gone because you wanted to sit and lay down with the white folks. Why are you getting mad that I'm calling that is right? What did Dr. King fight for? He fight for the people.
Who built this country, Wiley?
It is what it is.
But Wiley, it don't matter how much you love the white people. They still look at you as a nigga.
I understand that, and I love the fact because I understand that some of you black folks feel the same way about me anyway. But a white man saved me. A white police officer, beautiful police officer. He did not destroy me. He just gave me a little electricity, a little tase, because I was trying to run in the street. That white, beautiful police officer, he saved my life. But you EBT bonnet wearing at the library, just wait. What did y'all do? Y'all pulled out your cell phone. Y'all laughed at Kiki, but that beautiful white police officer, he saved my life. Again, I love white people, and you're not. So
that's why you agree with Amber Rose.
It's that I love white. She's a beautiful white woman. And she got some black side in her. I love it. I really, really love it. But why are we feeling ashamed to uplift white people? They helped bring me to this country. Without them, I'll be in the Congo fighting a civil war with Tasha K. Baby.
Oh my! See, I knew you was gonna do it. Oh my God!
I mean, I'm just saying they brought me to America, the greatest country. I would still be in the Congo. I would still be in Mali. I would still be with the Nigerian scammers. I'm in America because those beautiful white folks. And let's be clear. A lot of the black people in Africa, they sold us to white people. They didn't have us, they sold us to them for a good old coin. And we had to come over to America. Some of y'all was in Jamaica. Some of y'all was in Trinidad. Some of y'all, wherever the boat dropped you off, your people was there. So again, I love white people. I would not feel ashamed of white people. I love white people. They are the greatest people on earth. They built wealth for centuries, and they didn't back down for you black bonnet wearing, EBT eating, and Obama phone.
Over the dime. So you believe Amber Rose won the fight?
I believe she won the fight because white people have been winning for centuries. Yes, she won the fight.
I said dime.
They still winning. Oh, you talk about that? I'm so sorry.
No, I just say she won the fight because I know everybody was gonna say Joseline won. I think it don't matter who won. I mean, I think it's foolish, honestly, to be fighting and stuff like that. But I think Amber put them hands on her. I can see Amber putting them hands on her because I feel like Joseline, Joseline a live wire, man. Like anything can just pop her off. You know what I mean? So when you have people like that, they fight. Sometimes that emotion puts you in a bad situation. Like you can't fight certain people mad with emotions because they know how to vibe and weave, and they're gonna take advantage of you being mad and beat you up real bad. So I can see that happening too.
Because I was scammed and I need to do a class action lawsuit against the BET company, the good white folk, Wiley. I will say this from the start of it, Amber was the one in her feelings. But speaking of in her feelings, Wiley's favorite rapper, JT, everybody wanna JT is going on her solo tour. Gerald, thought you rolled your eyes. What do you have to say about the tour? Boo.
I don't like JT. I used to like JT when she was on that bunk in federal prison, and she was up there writing hits. Then I don't really like JT now because JT is like a girl I've seen in the streets. It's like she's low key a evil, mean girl. Like if everybody don't like her, she's the type of person that just, I don't know, she just portrays a bad attitude to me. I don't know, her relationship with her and Carisha, I don't know. I just don't like JT. I think that These club venues are good for her because nobody is going to go anywhere else, to see her. And she's not big enough. I don't know what this thing is going on with her going on a solo tour and trying to go on, solo. But Carisha held it down while you was out there in prison doing fraud. Okay, doing fraud out here in these streets. And Young Miami was out here in these streets making it seem like that the other city girl was out there with her, but you was in jail, JT. So I
was screaming free JT.
Okay, so but I mean, JT all right. She all right. She's not somebody I'll buy a ticket and go see. You know what I'm saying? But she's okay.
Mm-hmm. You're not gonna see her on tour?
No.
Don, you thoughts?
I mean, the small venue speaks for itself. The small venue speaks for itself. And I'm gonna tell you why. Nah, I'm gonna just tell you why. Because for real, like City Girls blew up real quick, so they got to take advantage of an algorithm quick because they had a lot of support. Everybody was rocking with City Girls. You had, from every race rocking with City Girls. But that just shows you the power of the algorithm and show you the power of having whatever that machine is behind you. Take that machine away. Now what you got? You get what I'm saying? You take that machine because think about it like this. Later on throughout I start giving y'all some sauce, but I could give everybody some apps they could download and use for their YouTube or whatever to where they can make about 50,000-60,000 posts a day. So, and I'm talking about, just imagine this machine that can make Beyonce #1 and stream 1 billion times in one day. Imagine them taking that shit away from you. And you really have to get it out the mud with your talent now. Not with the machine pushing that narrative on the radio. You get what I'm saying? Influencing our kids. No. You got to start from the bottom like everybody else and do it. So if you're going to start from the bottom, you got to start at a small venue.
Before I send it to you, Wiley, because I know you want to pop your ish. I do want to say this. JT, if you're going solo because you desire to go solo, then I support it. If you're going solo because you feel like Carisha, Young Miami being mentioned in a Diddy lawsuit where she's not being sued, where she's not actively in trouble, then shame on you. I speak to your shame in Wiley's tone, because when you decided to scheme and scam and swipe them visas that were not your visas for the poor, good white folk, okay, stealing from the white folk, right, running it up, wop. Young Miami was out here, put City Girls on her back and said, everybody scream free JT, and they was screaming it. And y'all can talk about Young Miami. She's not the strongest rapper, but she's the brains of the operation. Do y'all not understand? Every time she said something, she said flued out. She had Rihanna, Billionaire Bay, saying, I want to get flued out. Baby, you know you make it when you get the pop princess, Miss Avon Lady, Miss Victoria's Secret, out here talking about some flued out, and she ain't did music in 10 years. Baby, you know you made it. So I feel like, JT, you fake. Over to you, Wiley.
I think honestly, I think JT is very smart because Carisha is a tainted woman. She is attached to a super pedo, toucher of men, freak offs. And JT said, listen, I have to do my own thing. And I support it. To see a beautiful chocolate woman deciding to do it on her own, I feel like she can do it. She's attached to Nicki Minaj, and we will see how much of a queen Nicki really is, to see if the Barbs are going to support her in those small venues. So it's not a hard thing to sell out 50 tickets. It's not hard. It should be much, much easier for her. And so for Carisha, she can't really do the podcast no more because Diddy is pretty much a spoil you goods as of right now. So JT can't wait. JT been waiting in prison. So now she's out. She want to do her music. She want to do it on her own terms. And I love the fact that she's deciding to do this small venue. I'm not gonna go to one unless I get a wheelchair to sit down, because most of those small venues you got to stand up and it's gonna be musty and everybody gonna be breathing and say, I need to sit down. But I also would say to JT, you need a beautiful white manager. A beautiful white teen, white publicist, a beautiful white rapper. What is the white rapper? I love him so much. Ooh, that's Zaddy with a Z. That beautiful white rapper. He just got a song. There's a kid, baby. I forgot. I listen to him in the gym a lot.
Jack
It's
Harlow.
about Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow. You need Jack Harlow. You need great white people around you. See, in 60 seconds, having this great, beautiful white people because they right. Immediately, you EBT people will follow her. Let a white person bring her up, introduce her, show her love, have her show and embrace her. Let Jack Harlow show her love. You EBT bonnet wearing Section 8 voucher holder, y'all will be rushing to show her love because the white folks, because they right, you will be brown sticking around in that line. All you black folks that's in the back will be rushing to get a ticket on Afterpay or the other apps that's out there because you got to break it up in payments, right? That's what black folks like to do. So I support JT. The only thing she need a beautiful white savior to get her career on a rocket ship. Because every successful black artist in this industry for the last 30 years had a beautiful, strong white savior. Whitney Houston, she went from the white man to white powder, and that white man still keeping her name relevant. Even Beyonce had white people behind her helping her. She got a white team. She don't just have black folks. She just let y'all dance on stage like in a circus. But if you look at a team behind the scenes, most of them is white. Because white people know this world. They know what you EBT people think. They know how you move. That's why they became billionaires. It is what it is. They know how to do it because they got psychologists to sit there to study your mindset, to study your algorithm, to study how you move, to study how you do your hair. Why do you have edges? Why do you have weaves? Because of white folks. Why do you have heavy, thick eyelashes? Because of white people. Why are you going and putting your bodies at risk because of plastic surgery? Because white people said your body ain't thick enough. You didn't do it because of the black people. You did it because of the white, strong, PR campaign got you doing that. You wasn't thinking about your booty. You thought your booty was thick and big at the freaknik. Now you need a bigger booty. Why? Because the white person said
we wasn't even around for the freaknik. That we was way too young for that, whitey.
Well. Some of you EBT people that is watching was at the freaknik, and y'all had big booties. But because of the white power commercial and these ads, do you feel like your booty is small? Come to Colombia and get a big, thick booty. And they do it because of white people. And you did it. It is what it is. I know you don't want to admit it.
I feel like this. Everybody like to bring up Diddy, but let's not act like Lil Uzi don't have a background. But speaking of backgrounds, our final topic, #KateGate. Kate Middleton, the England's princess, is missing. They said, where is the good white woman? As Wiley likes to go off. Nobody has seen her. They have botched Mother's Day in UK. Baby, she is missing. They said it's a Kate-spiracy, Kate Gate. They said her husband out there cheating with some other hoochie mama, like father, like son. Baby, what are your thoughts speaking with you, Don?
Say, man, everything going down in the royal family. So, hey, man, she running away. She giving me Princess Diana vibes. You get what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, at the end of the day, she in the short period of time she been with that family, whatever you want to call it, she know too much. She can't leave. No matter what she going through, they can say anything. They can say the one of what the 45-year-old dude, the one that just got suddenly died. Do y'all know how he died?
The Baron, yes.
He got somebody popped him in the head with a hammer or something. A blunt force trauma to the head. You know what I'm saying? So then Prince Charles, they say he got 6 months to live. You know what I mean? The Rothschild just died, which is a part of their family. That's that whole bloodline. But at the end of the day, with her, it's gonna be controversy, just like Princess Diana, I believe.
Mm.
It's because remember, Charles cheated on Princess Diana. Then Princess Diana said, "Oh, you think you gonna do that shit to me? Shit, two could play this game." And she started fucking with an Arab prince.
And now they
End up
both
getting
gone.
and end
They
up
both
getting
gone
pregnant.
thanks to the pale good people Wiley keeps talking about.
Yes. So she went to the Arab guy. She ended up getting pregnant, and all of a sudden they both died in a car wreck. All I'm saying is, for whatever reason, the women are running away from the men on that side of that castle, man. Every man on that side of the castle done cheated on that woman. I'm being real with you. Look at the history. All of them got mistresses.
Oh, Gerald, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I don't know. Listen, I don't. I'm just gonna go with what Don said. Everything that Don said, I really, because I don't like them white people, Jewish people, whatever they are. These type of people over here, the royal family. I don't really fuck with them. I really like them. I really follow them like that because I just think they ain't all of that, you know. But I mean, maybe she, I thought she had to have surgery. She had to have some type of surgery, right? They said they haven't seen her since she had her surgery.
They said she had surgery. The rumor was she had abdomen surgery, but that takes 6 weeks.
Right.
See, the TikTok FBI and CIA agents was on a job. Not only did they analyze, baby, we need to use these resources for us because the way they was able to break that Mother's Day photo down, it said artificial intelligence. They ain't seen the kids, they ain't seen the wife. They're saying she was not between the washer and dryer because she's trying to leave. And I'm like, this, Kate, you can't leave no powerful family that owns 90% of the world. You think you just gonna walk away free? Baby, they'll put you in a pine box and say, mourn with us before they let you go. You saw the Duchess Fergie. The Duchess Fergie left her kids at the palace. They said, take them kids if you want to. They'll be stripped of everything. You know what she said? I'll come back. They just now welcomed her back in the mid-2000s. She said, I love everything about Buckingham Palace. I love the Queen. All hail the Queen. They said, your kids will have everything they were born into, and you can get your title back, baby. That is power.
Yeah, and they racist. They racist. And another thing, I just feel like that, they saying that the photo is altered and edited it, and that is, draw some speculations and concerns. But I don't really like them. I don't really cover them, talk about them. They're not important to me. They're at the bottom. So if she's missing, good luck finding her or whatever happened to her. Them racist people can deal with that themselves.
I love the royal family. I feel like they're a beautiful, powerful family. And when the queen passed away, I mourned for 3 days and 3 nights. I also want to say to Kate, I feel that she should be happy that that beautiful royal bloodline welcomes her at the table. She should be excited that she have wealth, that her name will outlive her. She will be written in multiple beautiful white history books. And why are you so upset? You're not EBT. You don't have a bonnet. You're not on food stamps. You know what I'm saying? You are wealthy. And
what about love, Wiley? Remember you preached about love.
Love. Well, if you have money, who cares about the love? Okay. It's about the money and the power. It's plenty EBT card wearing people in love, but they're in debt, but they're in poverty. It's not about the love. It's about the money. And you all will know this, that pure wealth, her name will live on forever. And I want to say this about King, and I want to say it about her husband. They have every right to cheat because they're a powerful man. I don't want my king to just be with one woman. I want my king to give that royal seed to anybody except the EBT card wearing, bonnet wearing, except that. They don't need that. They love Pookie. Keep them with Pookie and Ray Ray. Keep them with Pookie and Ray Ray. But they should be able to express themselves. They are king. They are bosses. They are leaders. Men should be able, if you are a king and you in power, I personally believe, this is my personal belief, I believe that you should be able to give that royal rod to any beautiful person that you want to give it to. I don't think you need to be faithful to one. A king is not designed to be faithful to one. If you look at all the kings in Solomon, right, Don, did he have concubines? Did this one and that in Africa? You black folks love to talk about Africa. Do the Zulu kings and Zulu warriors, don't they have 55 wives? So why can't this beautiful white family, powerful family, they, why are they not able to have their cake and eat it too? I love them. I wanted to go to the royal wedding. I wanted to go to the funeral to see I get emotional about the queen when she passed. Woo. I wanted to be there. I wanted to sit and mourn with the family because they're not like black folks. They didn't have to fight where's the GoFundMe to bury the queen. They didn't have to fight who gonna get the lawn chair, who gonna get the lawnmower, who gonna get the couch. Everything was at peace. So I'm really, really upset at Kate that you ungrateful. Your hair is together. Look at your hair. Your lipstick, your skin. You don't have no blotches. You don't have on a bonnet. You got your edges. You should be excited being able to be welcomed at the royal family. And to King Charles, long live the king. If she get out of order, divorce her, put her away, and get somebody, a younger white woman that will be subservient to the crown. I yield back.
Like the racist white people, they ain't like that girl. What's the girl, the black girl from America? I think she biracial too. What's the name that
Meghan Markle?
Talking about Meghan Markle.
Yes, they did not like Meghan Markle at all. You thought they was really gonna let you come in and sit down with them?
I don't like her either, Miss.
He had to talk to Meghan Markle. They had to strengthen that bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Their bloodline was dying out, so they had to put some color, some melanin in that bloodline to keep it going.
2% of melanin.
Melanated, all right.
Because one thing about us black people, we have strong seed. Our DNA is strong, and if you get involved with the beautiful white people, that's an unstoppable generation. Most white or most biracial people are powerful because if you got a white father, especially a white beautiful father, and you got a EBT project woman and y'all intertwine, that's a powerful see because they got the hood, they know how to carjack, and they know how to maneuver in the corporate world. So that's power. What's
wrong with EBT?
That's power. I love it though, because sometimes you got to know how to work in the streets, but also you got to have that beautiful white.
You keep saying EBT, man. You know who's selling stamps?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. We talking about some stamps.
Most of the people that I see selling stamps is Pookie and Ray Ray with bonnets. I never see a beautiful white family selling EBT. Pookie,
they be in the line more than we do. They be in the line doing the stamps more than black folks.
I never see. I will not let you, Gerald, respectfully disrespect my beautiful white people. I never see them at Kroger's selling food stamps. I only see you.
A lie, Wally line. I'm gonna tell you how Wally line right now. I'm gonna tell you how Wally line right now. I bet all of us right now we can pack up everything and go to Utah. And I bet one of the Mormon bitches with about 13, 14 kids selling stamps at Walmart. I getting like 6,000 a month. What you talking
right
about?
Utah. All I know is Chirac the violence and those EBT Obama wearing shirts, Oprah Winfrey wearing hats was selling you food stamps. I never seen these beautiful white families selling food stamps. I never seen it. Maybe if I go to Utah, I believe that fake news. I don't believe white people in Utah would do that. I would have to physically see it for myself, and I would ask those beautiful white family, why are you doing it? That make them very smart because, again, it's probably a reason. I don't have to talk to those white people and understand to get an understanding. I don't want to judge them. But the EBT bonnet wearing,
they wear bonnets too. I understand that. They wear bonnets too.
They don't what do again. They
wear bonnets to protect that good hair, that good weave, and that good hair.
I don't
you got
see
to put your
good
bonnets
hair.
on.
Most of these EBT Bonnie Wynn got bald spots, crunchy, no edges. They got lint all in their head, and it's musty because most of them don't even wash it correctly. Again, they be in the airport with them crying babies. No father in sight, no father in sight, no
They need
father in
some
sight.
carrots.
And so I just don't understand that. So to Kate, I love you, but I can fall out of love with you if you disrespect my king. If you disrespect my king, it's F you. Get her out of throw her out of the kingdom. Throw her out of Gag City. Throw her out of the palace and
Gag
replace her.
City.
Throw her out of Gag City.
Gag City is Nicki Minaj's tour.
Gag City, Nicki, that EBT wearing heifer got that from white folks. She didn't create that. She not that smart. Look at her husband. Case closed.
Oh my God.
She's not that smart. White people told her to say Gag City. Most of the people in Nicki Minaj camp, between her maid and her husband, mistress, and her staff, most of them is white. Only you EBT wearing folks do the makeup and the hair. That's what y'all good for. But the people, the power brokers, they white. Her attorney that was doing all the suing of Nosy Hole, of all these YouTubers, he was white. Beautiful white brother. And he smelled white. Just smelled so good.
Smell white.
He smelled
Anyway,
It's like what, body spray
you know
and
what we didn't
cigarettes?
talk about today? Bishop Bling getting 45 years.
He deserved
But
it.
he looking at 45. He got him
Looking
yet.
at 45 years. Yeah.
He looking at 45. Oh gosh. He need to go. He need all of them. Give him all of them. And then this is the thing. He keep on talking about this all has to do with Eric Adams down there in New York. Sir, listen. You stole this woman's $90,000, okay, that was in her savings account line. What does Eric Adams have to do with you stealing this woman's $90,000? What does that got to do with you falsifying bank statements, trying to get loans, and you only had $2.50 in your bank account? I'm just trying to understand. So I think Lamar Whitehead needs to go to jail. God is not playing with him. This man has played with God too long. He was playing with God when he was standing up in that pulpit, and the men ran down in the church on him, and he got on that god doggone flow like he tripped and fell. But when that woman came up in there, he grabbed and choked her. He needs to go to jail. He needs to go to jail because he's a fraud. He's a scammer. And his 2-member church need to start raising money so they can put it on his books. He need to go to jail.
Oh my God. Don,
he need to go
how
to
do you
jail.
feel about the good bishop getting found guilty?
I mean, is anybody surprised?
Mm-mm.
I thought he was living the life of Christ.
Come on, man. Come on. From Eddie Long to all these other ones, man. Come on, man.
Listen, my bishop, my pastor over at King Solomon Baptist Church down in New Orleans, Louisiana, he ain't never had on no Fendi Gucci, Louis Prada, YSL. He ain't rocking no Cuban links. He not doing that.
He probably more of a community activist than he is a preacher. That's that's totally different than what you seeing with the jokers we talking about. These jokers ain't in our community like that. You know what I mean? So these are mega church guys. So at the end of that, or pretend to be mega church guys, but it's all about the money. It's all about the money. That's why there's more churches in our neighborhood than actual black-owned businesses, because it's about the money. And it's about the money that we can give the church, not about the money that we can generate on our own. So at the end of the day, it's still about the money to me. So yeah, all of them gonna be guilty. We gonna find all of them guilty. This is the generation where that veil over the church and all the little super sects of every religion is gonna start crumbling down, man. We're gonna start seeing it for what it is.
Yes, Ebony. Thank you. Ebony, thank you for talking about my choker, because it's a chain that your boyfriend and your husband eyes can afford, but not his wallet. But thank you, baby, because it looks good and it costs more than your whole house. Have a good day.
So,
all right.
Terrible.
You're not supposed to read the
chat. That's a nice little choker.
I also love this beautiful white prosecutor and the beautiful white judge that justice was served. And I don't understand you black folks that think that you can just scam this beautiful white country. you're not going to be successful. They're going to confine you. And so I'm not shocked. Most of you so-called black preachers are uneducated. You think you can go toe to toe with the beautiful white power structure and you would lose in every turn. Everybody that tried lost, except Haiti. But I guess Haiti's still losing because they got a gang leader as a prime minister. It's filthy in Haiti right now. So I want to say to Bishop or to Whitehead, because you scam your church member, you got to pay the price and serve your time, brother. I'm with you when you're right. I'm not with you when you're wrong. When you went against my beautiful white family in the Justice Department, I knew you effed up. Those beautiful white prosecutors put their life on the beautiful FBI. I love the FBI, the greatest organization ever to exist since sliced bread. When you lied to that federal agent, that was the end of your career as a Gucci, fake Prada wearing entity. And so I want to say from the heart to the beautiful white prosecutor, thank you. To the beautiful white judge, thank you. To those beautiful white jurors, thank you as well. And for those EBT volunteers, thank you too. Thank you.
Like Ebony over there sitting in the parking lot of McDonald's trying to get us. She tried to get Wi-Fi to watch us tonight.
But I love the fact he Gerald like read the comments. I feel like that's great that you read the comments. I feel like it needs to be read because like, these people do be trying. And most of them, I guarantee, Ebony hit the link.
It's an echo.
Oh, it's echo. Hold on. Oh wait, let me see if I can. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, like he called somebody, said, "Come on up here. Tell her to come on up here so I can get."
Oh, okay. I think it's muted on your end, Gerald. I think it's muted on your end. Echo.
Come on up.
But I can guarantee you when Ebony, let me mute you, Gerald, because I think it's echoed on your end. Let me see. Oh, and when Ebony hit the link, I can guarantee she have a bonnet. I can guarantee she have children with multiple baby daddies.
Oh my God.
I can guarantee you she's on the way for a Section 8 voucher. I can guarantee you that she probably already had the voucher ready. And she probably got a husband, multiple people in the house, probably got a son that's out there carjacking this beautiful white family and causing crime in the neighborhood. I can guarantee you that. But again, Ebony, you have every right because Dr. King fought for this and beautiful white people allow us to have freedom of speech in this country. They created the Declaration of Independence in the Constitution. So you have every right to express how you feel. And I have every right as a beautiful white thinking black man to welcome you. But I don't respect you because I want to know, first of all, do you love white people? If you love white people, I welcome you. If you don't, it's F you. And I hope they come and repo your bonnet. I yield back to you.
Bring that hoe on up here.
Mute your mic, Gerald. Look. The panel is lit today. Wiley, are you taking callers?
Oh, well, yeah, we could drop the link. I'm sorry. We could drop it. They won't be able to hear. Yeah. Because like Ebony, but anybody that know that they troll and we troll back, I understand, I get it. Because this is what we do in the culture. We troll people, they troll me back, they tell me to take my meds. He must have taken it, they pretended to be Lotto. I get it. I understand it. I get it. They talk about me with my shirt, my EBT wearing shirt. They say it, so I should have every right to say it too. And one thing about this white missionary when I was in Africa, she really told me not to allow people to get under your skin. This beautiful white missionary, her name was Sister Sarah.
Sister Sarah.
Missionary Sarah, as we call her. She really loved me. And she used to say, she said, brother, don't let them get under your skin. You with white folks. We right. We will protect you. And she had been protecting me ever since. Now she gone over to glory and her spirit. And she used to give me some beautiful peppermints, white peppermints. It's like the best. And she would hug me. She would embrace me. She would pray with me. And right then and there, that's why I have this thick skin. I want to thank Missionary Sarah when I was in Africa. She helped give me some great advice.
What part of Africa you was in? What country?
Well, it was multiple parts. I saw a lot of dirt roads.
Oh, here you go.
It wasn't really that developed. It was back in 1995. It wasn't that developed. All this new AI Africa that they're showing on television is more developed. Okay, we got Amy. Amy, you live.
Hey, so I guess my question is, are you serious? Do you I mean, cuz I know troll is in your name. So are you just trolling us tonight about, loving the good white people, or are you serious on the scale 1 through 10?
On a scale 1 through 10, white is right.
No, I'm being serious.
I'm being look at the statistics, ma'am. We have most of the presidents that gave us our freedom were white. I live in a beautiful white state. Our governor is white. I was able to get some good white assistance for my mental health. Under Obama, only thing I got from
Well,
Obama was a
okay,
cell phone.
I
I
would like
didn't
to.
get help.
Yeah, so because majority of your watchers,
Amy, you're from Baltimore?
no, I went to school out there. But I went to school, I graduated from Howard's doctoral program. But anyway, because most of your watchers are black, it would behoove you to kind of take another narrative. And yes, you say the good white people saved you because you was going through mental illness, but then you have to dig deeper and say, hey, why were you going through mental illness? Why was your mother, this way? And so it's not like your mom was born, an alcoholic. It was something in society that caused her to have those kind of traumas. And I don't want to go too deep, but everything really boils down to white supremacy and white privilege and stuff like that.
Oh, I challenge that. I believe if my mother had a beautiful white husband, she wouldn't
But
have to drink. Dating Pookie and Ray Ray, thugs, ruthless thugs, gangbang,
but
carjack.
then you have to peel back the
She
layers on why your mother was in that environment.
because she
Maybe.
did not listen to me. If you date white, you will be all right. She didn't do it. She decided to date black people and thugs, hood people, and it destroyed her.
It's
If
kind of
she
the same thing with Tyler Perry films, where he kind of always portray, black people as struggling or going through some kind of trauma. And yeah, that may be the reality, that may be black people's experience, but you have to peel back the layers. We were not born this way. What in society made us this way? And really it's discrimination, it's prejudice, it's racism, it's all of that. So you can't just, you have to peel back the layers and analyze it more critically. And I understand you have a really playful spirit, but because most of your watchers are black, we can only take that probably for like 5 minutes, not like the
I
whole
don't care
hour.
what you can take because it's my opinion. Because the forefathers of this country, white, beautiful white people, they said freedom of speech. So if you can't handle my freedom, go over there with the EBT, the thong wearing, rolling around the floor on juice. Go do with those black people.
But you have to do your research. White.
Preach, brother,
Do
preach.
you have any
I've
questions
done
for
my
us?
research, ma'am. I just don't agree with your outdated strategy. It was racism. No, ma'am.
No,
Those
that's
white
the truth.
people,
But anyway, white
your
people
truth,
are
not the truth.
they
It's
are
your truth.
they
It's
are
your
the
truth. It's
largest
not the truth.
recipients of
It's your truth.
welfare.
It's not the truth. Ma'am, you're coming here criticizing my beautiful white
No,
supporters,
no,
my
no. I'm
beautiful white
saying do your
allies.
research. White
I have
people
done
get
my
more.
research.
They
White
get more
people
public
gave us our
assistance.
freedom. During
All
the
right.
Civil Rights Act, President Johnson, a beautiful white man, gave us the Civil Rights Act. He gave us the Fair
Okay.
Housing Act. A white
Couture
person
Bay.
done it, not
You should have.
Obama.
I just want to give
Obama
Couture.
didn't do it. He gave us a cell phone,
Thank you for that, Wiley. Couture Bay.
and it was a flip phone. It
Your
wasn't even an iPhone. It was a flip
your
phone.
your moderating skills and your transitions are flawless. Shout out to you.
Thank
I
you.
do appreciate the baddest bloggers commentary as well. So
Thank you,
y'all
baby.
do have something great. I just want him to
Thank you.
dial back his allegiance to white people. And then
Yes,
to
just a
Don.
little bit. Them hoes ain't done
I
nothing.
would not never never down back because you're a woman. You're not in a woman's place. Why would I down back and not defend white people? I got to defend white people. You are a woman and you have to know your place. You cannot tell me as a man that I cannot defend white people. How dare you? Why would I tell you as a woman? You shouldn't be wearing all them lashes. You know you ain't got no lashes. You shouldn't be wearing no 55 inches on your head. You know you got no edges. You know your hair is about 2 inches. But you gonna do that. Why? Because somebody white told you to do it. So you have every right to do it, ma'am.
And to Don, thank you for your commentary as well. I would just, and I don't mean
How's
any.
she gonna try to
I don't mean
interrupt me
any
because I'm
harm
defending
or
somebody that's white and
I
she
don't.
got white paper in her pocket? Well, if you don't like white people, give me all your cash. It's nothing but white presidents on there. Obama's not on there, or Harriet Tubman.
I don't mean anything.
If you don't like
Biden
white
is
people,
Don.
go to Africa. But
I
you
would
can't
just
go over there
maybe
because most of them
say,
is controlled by white people.
just like maybe wipe off the camera lens because it's just not. It could just be a little bit more clear
She be
as far as the
he ain't even
pixels and
she ain't even
everything.
showing herself on camera because I know she got a bonnet on. I know it is. I know it is.
Man,
I know it
you
is.
would gag
You got-
when
you-
if I was to show you,
I,
but because I have
I
a
want to get,
professional
but ma'am,
job, I
a
choose not
professional
to.
job, and I can guarantee you,
All right,
your
I'm about to put it in
boss,
the back
I
of my
can
head. How about that?
guarantee you, your boss is white. You ain't got no black boss.
Well, I do. I'm a professor at a university, and so I don't know anybody black
And
that
it's white people
owns
that
a
run that
university.
university.
But anyway, I'm gonna drop down
White
because I
people,
see
yeah,
you
you
on
better
one.
drop down because your boss is white. How dare you come on this platform talking that you should be defending white people and you working for the white man? Then go quit your job. Go get your bonnet and sell a tin can. Go sell a black-owned pot. Go sell a black-owned bread. Go sell a black-owned hot dog. Because again, how you gonna tell me not to defend white people because they right and you working for white people? Make that make sense. You're not even living by your own principle. Buy wig, buy bonnet wear. How dare you try to come for me and you working for white people? You ain't working for nobody black.
Oh my God, Wiley.
What, you work at what's her name? Spelman College? That's named after a white woman. There ain't no black woman. Uh-oh.
Come on now, Wiley. Not everybody know they.
You probably got your NAACP card. You probably an NAACP member. Last time I checked, some beautiful white folks founded the NAACP. Talk about it.
Jewish at that.
Right. So
and the United Negro College Fund.
So why are we
Don, they not ready for that history.
But white people helped us. We would still be on the plantation if it wasn't for beautiful white people that helped us get under the underground railroad.
I like Amy. Amy stood up. Now, if Amy would have came on camera, I would have gave her 10.
Yes, she could come on camera because she got a bonnet on. She can't. See, my thing is with black people, y'all always say keep it real, correct? But you only want me to keep it real when it's your opinion of real. Ooh. But if I challenge your idealism, it's a problem. I'm no longer real. I'm fake. But you can't have the two. You just keep it real, Couture Bandai. I want you to be real, but believe how I believe. Just say that. Go ahead. We got Dream in the back. We're gonna bring Dream up. So Dream,
hey, Dream.
What she want to say. Who we gonna put our flyer up so people to know. Hey Dream, you live on the air.
Hello, Wiley. Hello, panelists. I'm a little under the weather, but I wanted to ask you, Wiley,
yes,
if we can have something called the People's Choice, right? Which means the people can tell, the panelists what they would like to talk about and give you a topic. Because I have one topic, Wiley.
Okay, go ahead. Go. What was your topic?
I would love to. I'm gonna drop back in the comments after this, but I would love to know what everyone thinks about Charles and Miss Netta's surgery. Do they think that they gonna keep it, or will they gain the weight back? Or what do you think about Goals, the one who did their surgery possibly for free?
Yeah. I want to thank the white surgeon for doing great work doing the body the way it did, and They did really good. I just feel that Charles needs to stop eating Netta's lunch because he have a 6-pack and he have nothing but jelly rolls over there. But that's what black people do. You already know you're supposed to be washing your hair and oiling your scalp instead of getting all that weave and putting your life at risk, but you're trying to keep up to the white people. So I don't understand that. What made them get a 6-pack? Because they're trying to compete with white people.
No,
In
it
shape.
was free, and they looking for some black bodies. Y'all better not go to no goals surgery, knowing their history.
Yeah. Well, my thing is this: if you want to do it, just do it by a good, beautiful white surgeon that's licensed and everything is done right, correctly. Don't go to Mexico like those black people did, and they thought they was the cartel. And so I just think you need to do it correctly. But also, I would say this though to the people in the back: Charles and Miss Netta is the new thing. It was Blueface, it was Krishan. Now they're the new thing because the internet, black people, we love promoting people like that. And so I think it's great. I think it's great. But my thing is when you do that surgery, a lot of black folks with their EBT card is going to rush and do that and put their body at risk. And they're not going to look like Charles. They're going to look botched up. Like Nicki Minaj got surgery because of a drug addict, Lil Wayne, was talking about women with concrete in their body. And what did Nicki Minaj do? She went to the nearest hotel room in Brooklyn or in Harlem, and she got all that concrete in her thighs. Now she had to get it erased, and then she went on and got her a good old nasty Ozempic, and now she's just a stick. But she's still sick because that's still eating her up on the inside, allegedly. Because K. Michelle got all that construction equipment in her body and she got sick, correct? She said on the show on The Real, she said most of these women in the industry, they sick, but they can't get it out of there because they're trying to keep up to an image because the white people that they criticize, they trying to live up to their idea of beauty. I just had to say that.
How do you feel about it, Don?
I agree with Wally. I wholeheartedly agree with Wally. At the end of the day, something clicked in the melanated woman's head to be like a Barbie, so to
No,
speak.
these men though. Miss Netta and Charles is men.
No. But I'm just saying, based on Wally, what I'm saying is, based on their beauty standard, we've went to do all these surgeries and do all these things. At the end of the day, when you do that stuff, the average person don't have the money to keep up. The average person don't have the money to keep up with all the things that entails, the things and procedures you have to do after those surgeries. Yeah. They don't have the means and they don't have the money. Mm-hmm. And so what they start doing, what anybody start doing, I got to find a cheaper alternative.
Yeah. I feel, and then I also feel like when I got on the show today and people say, oh, you defending white people. My problem is I always will defend people that gave me my freedom papers. And so when I look at my rights, my student loan debt was canceled by a beautiful white president, Joe Biden. I don't care if he was sleepy. He did something great. Obama didn't do it. He only gave me a cell phone. What I'm going to do with a flip phone in this type of country? What? Call the cops because Pookie and Ray Ray took my car? So this beautiful white president, Joe Biden, he canceled my student loan debt. He was white. So he did a right decision for me. So my point is for my black listeners that are listening to me, don't get upset because I'm defending white people. If you don't like it, then leave your job because most of y'all bosses are white. Couture Baby can contest to this. Most of our employers, if you work for Amazon, that ain't no black man that own Amazon. If you work at Walmart, the Walmart family is what? White. So Target, white. So right there and there, it just mess up what you preaching and what you stand for because you're not working for self, you're working for white. So again, because you have bills to pay. But my point is, I'm echoing what y'all talk among yourselves and subconsciously living up to the white man or white woman's image. You just don't want to admit it. You don't want to admit that. You don't want to admit it. At one point, we had the afro, then we took that away and we glorified natural look. That went away now to plastic. We took away the net to plastic. So again, you can't say you keeping it real and you full of plastic. It's all in your lips, your face, your body. You ain't natural. So how can you say, Wiley, keep it real and you don't even look real anymore? You manufacture, you are a plastic thing. If it's a heat wave, you will melt.
Ooh, Wiley.
We can do our clothes. That's it. I just had to say that. And then all you black folks that have a problem with that, comment below. We can have a debate, and we can go back and forth. But every black person do not dislike a white person. That, like, it's some people that really love white people, especially the black folks that got money. That's the 1%. If you listen to the 1% of the black community that make more than $2 million, listen how they talk. Look how they move. I'm gonna do that, Don. You got to find me some beautiful black rich families, and I want to interview them and allow them to talk. Y'all ain't gonna like it because y'all gonna be calling them Uncle Tom. Y'all gonna be talking what's the one y'all call me, Uncle Ruffus?
Uncle Rux. No, actually, Wally, it's gonna be the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. Like, we can go because I know a couple. So what you'll find is the parents are more aligned with the way we live. Like, they don't brag. You will never know unless they tell you, type thing. The kids are more aligned with a supremacist mentality because they're growing up in a privileged environment where the parents are still on their ass. Like, you know, we had it like this, we had it like this, but a lot of times the kids ain't trying to hear that. You had it like that, I don't. You get what I'm saying? So
Yes.
that's
What
the mentality of the kids.
What are those kids? Was they with white people, particularly private school, white private school? So they picked up the idea of what is right, white. So they picked that idea up and that white wealth, and there's nothing wrong with that. They adapt to their environment. Like, I really can't get mad with the bonnet. You adapt to that hood culture. So I must give that same grace to my beautiful black family that is wealthy, cap the white dollar, because they adapt to their environment, correct? They adapt to their environment. What do you want them to do? Wear EBT bonnet wearing? They didn't grow up in that culture. So you're going to adapt to what you see, good or bad or otherwise. And adapting to the white power structure is the right thing to do. Don?
They did grow up in that culture.
I will say this. I want to end it on this note. It is Women's History Month, and when I highlighted white women who I find influential that inspired me, baby, it was like, James Mansfield is a white woman. I said, yeah, but she's inspirational to me as a woman. Like, I don't just see black, right? But I'm not on my Wiley. They're not giving
me I want to thank Abraham Lincoln mama
this dude
for birthing Abraham Lincoln growing up. I also want to thank President Johnson, his mama and daddy instilled in him to make me free. I also want to thank President Reagan for telling me not to be on EBT and to be a welfare queen. I also want to thank the great President Bush. I love President Bush, both of them, the Bushes. I love them both. And I also want to thank President Donald Trump for instilling in me that I am an African American and that I am a part of this country, that I helped build this country. That white man said it. Obama said, there is no black America. There is no white America. There is only the United States of America. But President Donald Trump said, African Americans, you all helped build this country. And in 10 seconds, I also want to thank President Trump because he made some beautiful sneakers. He know us EBT car.
We love wearing them sneakers.
We love to wear it. That's really, really nice. And I'm working with Afterpay right now to see if I can break it up in payments because, you know, I'm black. So we got to break it up in payments. I'm not part of the 1% yet. So I really love President Trump. And I do love the Obamas for giving us free cell phones. About it. Giving us something, you know, one day I could be a wealthy black man. That's all I see when I see the Obama's wealthiness, right? Classism, getting millions, right? Other than that, I'm with Trump and I'm with the greatest president, Joe Biden. I'm with them. And I love Kamala Harris because she's not EBT wearing. She's white adapting. I'm so glad she got a beautiful white husband. So we do got to shout him out, the first gentleman. It's just the way how he smiled. He's just smiled right because he's white. I love that. Didn't frown, you know, he really, black men will not dare let their wife be the VP. They will have ego. They'll be upset, drag her on the shade room. That white man said, you know what? Doug, I'm gonna sit in the first gentleman's seat and support my beautiful black wife. Can black men? Do you think more black men will can lay down their ego and let their wife be in charge? Most of these black Pookie Ray carjacking thugs, they can't do that. But Doug, the first gentleman at the what is they call the State of the Union, he smiled and waved. That was a beautiful white wave. I'm done because I can really show my love to white people. I'm going to do a series on TikTok, Why I Love White People, Part 1. I really need to do a series on why I love white people.
Wiley, you're going to get a speed up in Vegas.
Well, the beautiful white Vegas police officers will protect us. But I will not be shocked. That's what black people do. They don't know how to control their emotions. They want to boom, 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 boom. Instead of using their mindset like white people, they want to use their hand. It's no problem. If I get whooped, I will go to a beautiful white surgeon and a doctor, and they will take care of me.
Final thoughts, Don.
There's no final thoughts. It just I appreciate the fact that Wiley trolled for the last 45 minutes. Got a lot of people pissed off, you know, and it just not. There's a double meaning for everything he's saying. Like there is a message behind the madness, but I think the caller Amy, she was just I don't know. He said something to trigger her.
Of course, because she got on the bonnet. You know, she got her bonnet on. She about to go to bed. She got her bonnet on. That's what triggered her. Because she's one of the ones at the airport with them dirty Crocs on. It ain't the Nicki Minaj one that she got from a white person. She in the airport, holding up the line with her 8 babies, trying to find the tickets because her phone don't really have good internet. So she holding up the TSA line. So again, I understand. I get it, Amy. But at the end of the day, you still gonna take off that bonnet, put on your 30 shades of makeup, and go work for your white boss. So don't be mad at me.
Couture Bay.
Today was a good show. April 26th through the 28th, we'll be in Las Vegas. I can't wait to see the producer. I can't wait to go with the good white folk and the black folk. Oh my God.
We're gonna be at a beautiful white hotel.
I knew he was gonna do it.
We ain't got no black ones. They don't exist. They want to be with the white folks. Where's the black hotels in Vegas?
But I am wearing my blacks and government shirt. I want to.
Yes!
Yeah. Because I'm
like
really like
it's
that.
in white letters. I can see it. Big, beautiful white letters. Yes.
Y'all, I would just say this: get involved. Once you're involved in politics, you understand politics runs the world. That's your schools, your hospitals, your hotels, your meet and greets, etc., etc. Because how to tap in with these good white folks is to understand the policy, that legislature, and getting your things put on the ballot. And y'all, that was the end of the show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all can follow us. Y'all already know about us. Share this out. I can't wait to see the comments. Why did we pop this up, baby? You better send me a clip.
Oh yeah, I got it. I'm gonna send you multiple clips and stuff. I'm gonna send it to your. You want me to send it to your email? I have
either way, it don't matter.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. We thank everybody. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Couture Bay, the 2-man lady. Thank you to Gerald. Gerald was like, listen, you defended white people. You know, he's from the South. Most people in the South, they don't like, you know. But I love Gerald from North Carolina B because he stuck with Wiley. If you stick with me, you're gonna be able to make it on Fox News because that's what they do on Fox. They believe in that. And so I love you all. Thank you. We'll be back with some more next week on Thursday. 2-man a lady, and that's it. I was gonna do the Wiley Show episode, but we already out of time, so I will be doing a Wiley Show episode. I will resume that on Friday, so I will try to do 3 hours for y'all on tomorrow night on Friday. But the after show on station here, and I gotta play some beautiful white artists. So Jack Harlow, you're up next because you are my 50 Cent of white America. Love you all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.